Thank you, Dr. Shaimat, for the intro, and thanks, Dr. Nada, for the invite. And thank you all for being doctors. I imagine how tough it is. Like, I can hardly pronounce the name of the conference, and I can hardly watch the videos, so thank you. So now let's move to a much lighter topic. I believe it's much lighter, but still, I think it's very important for physicians. So who has a personal brand? So before I say who has a personal brand and who does not have a personal brand, let's first define what a personal brand is. A very simple and straightforward definition for a personal brand is the impression or the perception that people have on you. Based on what? Based on your achievements, your experience, your expertise, your human side, your values, your skills, your attitudes. So again, I will ask the same question, who has a personal brand? So literally, all of us have personal brands because all people have perceptions on all of us. So we do have personal brands. Whether we like it or not, we do have personal brands. So what we're trying to do today is not create a personal brand, but rather create a strong personal brand. We want to go through the process of personal branding, which is the intentional process of showcasing our skills and our talents and our achievements. So, is this important for physicians? Yes, definitely it is. In the end, physicians are human beings. We all need to build rapport. So in your case, you need to build rapport with your stakeholders, who are your peers and your patients. There's a very simple model for building a strong personal brand. We call it the ABCD model. A stands for appearance, and by appearance I do not mean the physical appearance. By appearance I mean the professional attire and the personal hygiene, which is of course very important to doctors. B stands for behavior, C communication, and D digital footprint. Can anyone guess what digital footprint stands for? A digital footprint is your digital presence, like your presence on the internet. If I Google your name, if I have a 10-minute search on Google, what will I find? Let's have a quick comparison between Dr. A and Dr. B. We'll start by saying that Dr. A and Dr. B, they're both technically very good, same academic background, but there are some differences in the personal brand between Dr. A and Dr. B. Let's start with the networking collaboration. Dr. A connects with peers, attends conferences, joins medical associations, collaborates on research projects, while on the other hand, Dr. B does nothing. He does not network, he does not collaborate with anyone. So who will shine more? Who will have more visibility? Who will boost his credibility more? Is it Dr. A or Dr. B? Dr. A. You'll find out that Dr. A is always right. I'm very biased to Dr. A. So another aspect for the comparison, and again, Dr. A and Dr. B, they are all technically very good, but Dr. A provides personalized care. Here I'm talking about the patient engagement. So Dr. A provides personalized care. I remember once I went to a doctor and I was very cold, and he could see it in my eye that I was a bit cold, and he asked if I would like him to turn the AC off. And another doctor, he used to write the names of the family members in a piece of paper, and I would come after a year and find him asking about my daughter, how old is she now, what school does she go to? Okay, Dr. A, again, he takes the time to listen to their concerns and answer their questions, the patients, and he doesn't appear to be rushed. I remember once I took my daughter, she's a teenager, I took her to a dermatologist, Dr. Rehab Higazi, if you know her. She wanted to ask about a skincare routine for herself. So Dr. Rehab told her, listen, I know you will not remember anything from what I will tell you, so please videotape me while I'm describing how to use the products. And she took like 5 minutes, you do this and do that. Although if you know Dr. Rehab, the clinic was really full all the time. So this is Dr. A. what do you think Dr. B does? He doesn't do anything. No personalized care. He doesn't treat patients' verbal or non-verbal cues, nothing. So again, who will shine more? Who will have a better personal brand? Who will have better reviews? Doctor who? A. The last comparison here is the digital presence. So Dr. A connects with his peers on social media, he collaborates on webinars, he encourages satisfied patients to share their positive experiences, he shares insights and opinions on healthcare topics, and he is aware of his online reviews. And as usual, Dr. B does what? Does nothing. So again, the same question, who will shine more? Who will have more visibility? Okay, I want to ask you something before we move to the next slide. Have you ever met patients who come already knowing what they have, or they decided that they know what they have, what they suffer from? Yes. Yeah, many? Okay, let's watch this. Mm-hmm.
One evening my father said, my son, I'm dying and soon I'll be gone. But before my final farewell, hear me and hear me well. Do whatever you want to do. Have a plan or roll the dice. But one thing is strictly taboo. Please follow my advice. Never Google your symptoms. That is my only prescription. You get 100 diagnoses, a medieval prognosis. Every sign is a serious condition. If you Google cough and diagnosis, you have got tuberculosis. And if you Google fever and red, you've got Ebola and soon will be dead. And if you Google I have a runny nose, it's CSF, your brain is leaking juice. And if you Google itch and prognosis, anaphylactic shock or psychosis. Never Google your symptoms. Seldom it brings any wisdom. You want to discover, but you might uncover that you have an extra chromosome. So this is what I heard my father say, and then he closed his eyes and passed away. The autopsy report was very clear. Death from hypochondriac fear, which is custom when you Google your symptoms. Never Google.
Okay, I think you can relate. I had a friend who would go to a doctor with a printed paper from Google with what she thinks she has. So that's why, like, I know it was funny, but that's why I'm stressing on the importance of you being there, you being where your patients are. The first thing that patients do when they feel anything, they just go to Google. So you have to be there to provide proper information. ده example أنا شايفة إن هو كويس قوي لحد عرف يعمل personal branding قوي جدا. هو الدكتور هاني الناظر الله يرحمه، كان بيبقى دايما متواجد على السوشيال ميديا. وخلينا نشوف كده، أنا خدت سكرين شوتس من حاجات على الفيسبوك بيج بتاعته. الوقت ده كان هو عيانه في المستشفى، فكاتب إيه؟ فرصة حلوة السيدات والسادة الأفاضل أصحاب الأسئلة والاستشارات الطبية، أنا حاليا خلال هذه اللحظات في راحة مؤقتة من الأدوية والمحاليل والكيماويات، وبالتالي ممكن أستقبل مجموعة من أسئلتكم وربنا يقدرني وأتمكن من الإجابة على عدد مناسب منها. اتفضلوا. أنتم متخيلين كم الانتراكشنز مع البوست عامل إزاي؟ متخيلين برضو يعني الكلام ده وهو عيان، وهو برضو قبل ما يعيا كان برضو شغال في الموضوع ده على طول. اي حاجه يجي قبل الصيف يتكلم على الحاجات مثلا البحر او الشمس بيتسببوا فيها، فكل الحاجات دي ساعدت ان معلومات صحيحه تنتشر عند الناس. وطبعا ساعد جدا يعني بطريقه غير مباشره ان هو يقوي البيرسونال براند بتاعه. ده بوست تاني برضو للدكتور هاني، متصور مع بنت جميله، بيقول تاليا بنوته جميله اول ما دخلت حجره الكشف مع اسرتها وقفت جنبي وقالت لي على فكره انا عندي 6 سنين وحصلت على المركز الاول في بطوله الجمهوريه للجمباز في 3 لعبات وعايزه نتصور مع بعض ومعانا الميداليات الذهبيه 3 عشان اوريها لاصحابي. فقلت لها حاضر وانا اطول اتصور مع بطله مصر وانا كمان اوريها لاصحابي. اللي هو عمله هنا اولا لو انتوا خدتوا بالكم هو ما he did not provoke اي حاجه ليها دبل برايفسي بتاعتها، ما جابش سيره اي حاجه. تاني حاجه الصوره لوحدها approachable، يعني انا لما اشوف الصوره دي ابقى انا عايزه اعي عشان اروح له. ف it's very important برضو ان احنا نشوف الهيومن سايد اللي فينا كدكاتره. دي برضو حاجه تانية من السوشيال ميديا، انا عماله اجيب حاجات من السوشيال ميديا عشان الناس اللي بعيده شويه عن السوشيال ميديا، او لو حد متخيل ان هو بس لمجرد ان هو في ناس بتبقى واقفين طوابير على العيادات ان هم يعني حاجات معينه ما ياخدوش بالهم منها، لا انا الحاجات دي كلها سكرين شوتس يعني متاخده من ارض الواقع. ده جروب على فيسبوك اسمه ليتس كير اند شير، فده ستات بيشيروا عليه كل الاكسبيرينسز بتاعتهم. فكان في واحده بتسال على جاينوكولوجيست، بتسال على جاينوكولوجيست معينه يعني، فقعدت حاجات نيجاتيف كتير قوي تتقال على واحده، جبت لكم يعني حاجه منها طبعا من غير اسامي من غير حاجه. حاجه من الحاجات اللي بتتقال مثلا she never does the ultrasound herself, her assistant does the diagnosis and then I just go to her for 2 minutes to print the prescription and just sign it. She never discusses with me anything. Whenever I had a question she just gives me a medicine without knowing the cause or even the name of the symptom. She doesn't reply on her mobile. Her reception staff were unprofessional. فده نوع من الفيدباك اللي لازم نبقى واخدين بالنا منه. وانا اخترت ان انا احط نيجاتيف فيدباك عشان يعني برضو احط الضوء على حاجه انه مش لازم نبص على النيجاتيف فيدباك ان هي حاجه وحشه، دي ممكن تبقى opportunity لاي criticism ان احنا نشوفه انه يعني opportunity ان احنا نimprove البراكتس بتاعنا. Women and personal branding. الستات in general وسبيسيفيكلي في الريجن عندهم مشكله في السيلف بروموشن، يعني they always shy away from self promotion. دايما بيبقوا متخيلين ان انا اسيب شغلي هو اللي يتكلم عني، انا ما اتكلمش عن شغلي. لا، فاحنا انا عايزه اقول يعني لكل الطبيبات انتوا you're worth it، وفكروا اكتر في ان احنا لما نبقى ظاهرين في الفاليو that you add بالظهور بتاعك او بالظهور بتاعك. حاجات ناخد بالنا منها واحنا في البروسيس بتاعه building personal brand قوي لنفسنا، حاجات يعني pitfalls كده ما نقعش فيها. اول حاجه الاوثنتسيتي، انا مش محتاج ان انا ابقى شبه حد، او انا مش بعمل personal branding عشان انا اقلد حد، انا بحاول اكون the best version of myself. تاني حاجه اخد بالي منها ignoring the feedback، زي ما كنا بنقول من شويه انه الفيدباك اللي يجي لي سواء positive حاجه كويسه، نيجاتيف بالعكس دي حاجه احسن عشان يساعدني ان انا اطور نفسي. الاوفر بروموشن، يعني انا you don't need to be all over the place، مش لازم تبقى على كل منصات التواصل الاجتماعي وسيلفي الصبح وسيلفي بالليل وفيديو الصبح وفيديو بالليل وعلى البيل بوردز، مش ده خالص اللي مطلوب. انت the more you add value the more الناس هتبقى هي عايزه تجيلك. neglecting offline presence، يعني ان انا ما اخدش بالي من الفيس تو فيس انتراكشنز بتاعتي، ابقى انجرف اكتر ناحيه الصوره اللي انا ببنيها سواء بقى الاعلام السوشيال ميديا، وانسى ان الانتراكشنز اللي بتحصل مع العيانين في العيادات دي اكتر حاجه بتاثر. والورد اوف ماوث لما بتتنقل من حد لحد كان عنده اكسبيرينس كويس، سواء كان عنده اكسبيرينس كويسه او مش كويسه، فدي حاجه مهمه جدا اخد بالي منها. اخر رساله بقى مني ليكم: don't wait for someone to recognize your effort and share your success with the world. انتوا you have to build your brands yourself. and شكرا على حسن الاستماع.